What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and we are back. Sorry it took a couple of weeks there to come back. I did, I think, tell people I was going to miss at least 1 week, but I had a nasty cold slash something. There was a week where my throat just like really hurt every day, and I don't know, it was just a bad series. I mean, I did stuff. I lived, and I lived to tell the tale and still made videos and stuff, but I think it would have been pretty hard to talk at my pace, which is what unusually fast, in a live stream format. So I figured, give it a break, and this was the week to come back because we got freaking GTA 6 as well. Actually, you know what? I was kind of going in order in my head, and when I did the description of this video, I thought of GTA 6 and Mafia and Death Stranding and Doom: The Dark Ages and Scream 8, and there's more. But I actually forgot. Well, didn't even forget. But the thing that actually kicked this entire week off was the Gears of War remastered. That was actually, I believe, the first big thing this entire week. And then the next day, then it was GTA 6. So the week started hot and heavy, and it continued throughout the entire week. So honestly, I feel like it was the biggest week, besides like game releases, right? Like when Expedition 33 came out, well, Expedition and then Oblivion came out the same, week, just 2 days apart. I think that was a freaking massive week. The week of like Kingdom Come or Assassin's Creed and stuff. There's been big weeks, but in terms of weeks that there's not really any games and it's just kind of carried by the news, I would say this week was probably the biggest of the entire year. And we're getting into that period because you got June, you got Summer Game Fest and the Xbox event. And I will be co-streaming those. Super excited. And I think those shows are going to freaking rock. So I'm excited for that. What's going on, superhero related? What's going on, man? Yeah, I don't want to think about it, but it is possible. It is possible it gets delayed again. I don't know. I almost feel that's definitely possible, and it tracks with history, just like this really tracked with history, right? So if you follow that history, it feels like it would get delayed one more time from May to maybe like the fall of next year. But yeah, it's typically a fall release. Yeah, but I will say, you go back to. Well, GTA 5 was the fall. Red Dead 2 was October. But Red Dead 1, and I don't remember when GTA 4 was. You're going back pretty darn far for that, right? But Red Dead 1 was May. I think it was like middle or around maybe around this time of May. So, it's possible, but yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure, man. But we got to, I mean, hopefully, God willing, we get something for Wolverine. And then, but no, I want to bring us together on something. You let me know. I mean, we could do definitely Wolverine, I feel like is a live streamable topic for us to get together, but or a DC related thing. If they weren't canceling Wonder Woman, we could probably do something quicker. But no, yeah, we'll definitely get together, man. Thanks for popping in. It's been great. It's been crazy. It's been quite the week, and I'm almost. I'm working on Expedition 33 behind the scenes. I recently played Darksiders, so I got that cleared out and done there. And now, what am I doing now? I'm getting ready to kind of fire up. Last was Part 2 and Death Stranding, a couple classic, of course, PlayStation titles for one, or classic, maybe infamous would be a different word for that, But we've been playing some games. What's up, buddy? How's it going? And yeah, Wonder Woman, that hurt. That hurt. I still think about it. I still think, man, what they have taken from it. I actually, I feel like it's not okay. It's definitely not okay what they did. But I feel like because of Wonder Woman being gone and it just being like this very long period of like absolutely nothing, I almost feel nothingness like within me on WB. It's like, well, nothing really matters. We're not getting anything anytime soon. However, I don't know how many people remember / know / care about this, but Multiverses actually shuts down at the end of this month. I'm probably going to try to play it a day or two to do a video on Back to the Past. But I forgot. I remembered it was getting shut down. And I said, oh, shoot, did I miss that time? And I, went back to Google and when does Multiverses shut down? You can still play it against bots and stuff, like the single player type stuff. But the game does get shut down multiplayer wise the very end of this month. So I'm probably going to play it maybe in the next day or two and do a video to say goodbye to it. Tragic. Really, the only things happening from WB is things being shut down. I guess, there's the Hogwarts Legacy 2 stuff on the Switch 2. And I think, what was the news there? That the game key, so it's not actually physical, the Switch 2 version of Hogwarts Legacy. So that's fun. Yeah, yeah. They there's so much I could say. Well, actually, no. There's stuff I cannot say. But no, they have people that are just like trained dogs, just ready to freaking strike. I still go on record saying, I was one of the only people talking positively about Wonder Woman, and I don't feel I ever stepped over any line. Talking about leaks, talking about rumors. In fact, people that were far bigger than me spread the exact same stuff that I said on Twitter, and then I got the copyright on it, and they didn't. And I will never forgive WB for that because that's just not fair. Can't wait for GTA 6. Oh, let me tell you. No, I am freaking pumped. I really am. I saw like the image of the thumbnail for GTA 6, and I said, "Oh my god!" Well, actually, firstly, I thought like, "Is this real?" And then you look at the title and description. I don't really think you can fake it. I'm sure people have tried, but I don't really think you could fake a GTA thing like that. So, yeah, it just looked so freaking good. Alan, you very loud. Can you guys hear that? The squeaking. But no, yeah, no, I can't freaking wait. GTA, I've said before, like, I don't know if it's gonna be the best game ever created. I don't think. Well, here's what I'll say. I don't know if it'll be the best game ever created. I don't think it'll be my favorite game of all time. Okay, no GTA game has ever really done that. I love GTA 4. That's my favorite of them. But like none of them have like changed my life or anything. But that's not really what I'm going in for. Like I really am going in for a good time, of course, and like this massive experience, and but also like to see how they can really push things and like what specifically they push. Honestly, anything above that is like a cherry on top, right? Like if they can actually deliver an incredible story between these two, like that's fantastic. I mean, because I want it, and I guess in a certain way, I'm expecting it because they can write and they've written great stories before. But I don't know, like you definitely think of story when you think of Red Dead. GTA 4's story is actually really, really solid, but actually probably better than solid. But I don't know. I still don't know if like story is the first thing I go to with Rockstar. So I'm really expecting the other stuff, right? I'm expecting how they push open world and how they push like the activities you can do and just how real and how much it feels like a living world. We always kind of talk about that on the channel. That's what I'm looking for. And then anything above that is the cherry on top. I'm not looking for it. Like, could it be a game of the year? 100%. I'm sure we'll talk about that as we get closer. But I don't know. I'm not expecting it to be like the game of the generation. If it is, great. If it's not, as long as it excels at certain things. So that was a long thing. I did play Marvel Rivals when it first came out. Thought the game was freaking awesome, but haven't played it in a very long time. Haven't played it since probably January or so, maybe like late January. But yeah, no, I got to hop back into that one. That'd be fun. We should play that. What's going on, buddy? Dragon Ball, what's going on? Jim, Telos, thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. Love the background. Thank you. GTA is overrated. I've talked about on Back to the Past, okay? Podcast now Back to the Past. Check it out. Subscribe if you haven't. I have played GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, pretty linearly, almost in a row. And I don't think I would say they're overrated. I think I would say, like, I can absolutely understand what made them very, very special. I can still see it 20 years later. But I don't think GTA really hit its stride until 4. People might disagree and go to San Andreas and stuff, and San Andreas has its moments, and I made a whole video on it. I don't think it's up yet, but it will be. So I don't think I would agree overrated, but I guess if you say like those 3 games are like some of the best games ever made, I don't think I would agree with that. I think they hit their stride with 4. But I think 4 is extremely good. 5, I think, really took the step towards just again like the feel, the world, the vibes. But yeah, that's kind of how I think of it. Body customization. Yeah. They should just bring everything back. I'm hoping for personally, my wish list consists of like swimming. Well, we know I assume you can swim. I assume you can dive. I guess it would be like surfboarding. Like I would love to freaking surf on some waves in the game. Things like that. Anything that has to do with water, pools, etc., etc. Because of GTA 6 Trailer 2, I decided to finish my Grand Theft Auto 5 Platinum. Oh my god, that's awesome. That's something I might have to try out myself. I'm gonna go and play 4 sometime maybe this summer, and I am gonna play 5 right before 6, and maybe in the process. Is it a hard gym? If you don't mind me asking, is it a hard platinum to obtain, the GTA 5 platinum? You know, one thing I've never done, I think I've experienced it through a friend. Like I saw him play it. I've never really sat down to play GTA online, and I think that could be a really fun experience having me play for the first time right before 6 comes out. So I've already thought about it and talked to somebody about it actually, and I'll probably do something with GTA Online and GTA 5. But that's interesting about the platinum. You gotta let me know if it's a hard one. I did see the Half-Life. I continue to monitor the situation. I mean, I struggle to say it fully, but I think I believe that there is a Half-Life game in the works. I don't know if it would be literally Half-Life 3. I think I struggle to go all that way. But I've kept up. I just haven't made a video. I just feel like that would like jinx it, you know. GTA 6 is going to be the best. It's going to be a special one. You know, the world is really going to stop. People are going to take off of work. It's a good time. I like the release date, and I really hope it sticks to it because it's preferable, you know, with what I do and just some of the stuff behind the scenes. I think it would be really nice to release then. Honestly, versus October, like, you know, if it releases in the fall, it feels like it's at home. Feels like every other Rockstar game that did the same thing in terms of like the time period, right? But I actually, you know, I genuinely would prefer late May over October, November, maybe November, but you know, anything besides that. Oh man. Oh man. Well, the rumor was they're gonna do a GTA 4 remaster after 6. That was the rumor. So yeah, I would love it. I love it personally, but I can't wait. So I'm gonna have to play 4 without the remaster. I saw stills of that. I saw Nathan Fillion, and you know, so I still have to watch the first season of Peacemaker, but I want to watch it. I did see that. I have a video going up tomorrow about Wolf Among Us, and then I have a video Sunday going up about Tomb Raider. So we will talk about 2 of those 3, and maybe we can do 007 in a third video like next week or something. But I did see that. I got 2 videos for you on that one. Max Payne 3 remaster. Max Payne 3 holds up in my head. I don't know if it, you know, visually, frame rate, performance, like that kind of side to it. It holds up very well in my head. We do get Doom. And the reviews, I'm going to have a video on the channel after this, later on tonight, I guess, talking about the review scores. And I'm a little... it's more split than I thought. The review scores for Doom are definitely more split. I mean, it's got high scores. It's not like it's got like 50s and it's literally like 50-50 split. But you can have a split even though it's high. You know what I mean? Like you can have an 85 and still have like kind of divisiveness in there. I really feel like that's what we've had. Like you have so many people giving it a perfect score, a 10 out of 10. And then you have a lot of 7s. Like honestly, you got a lot of 7s and 8s calling it not the best. And then you have some people saying it is the best. So yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. I'm playing it day 1, and I've been looking forward to it for a long time. But it's just interesting, kind of the review breakdown of it, which I'll do a video on very soon. Disneyland theme park. Oh, that would be freaking wild. Well, it's supposed to. Yeah, I mean, like it. You know, it's all these different environments. Like you got like the swamplands, and you got kind of the beach side of things. You could go like Universal, you know, Disney. That'd be freaking sick. You could honestly, you could just have like a carnival, like a pier thing, right? Like a amusement park on the pier. That'd be sweet. Like you could definitely do that. Inzoy tried that and didn't really work, but well, yeah, you could walk. As I'm saying, you could walk in, but you couldn't actually do the stuff. But you know, with Telltale, I think they should focus on one thing at a time. So let's get Wolf Among Us 2 out, and then we can talk about. Now, I mean, I want those things. I think a Batman Telltale game like would work specifically like right now. I think it would be something kind of special. I mean, and they are special, but I think now is a good time. But honestly, they could be in such a bad situation right now that we don't even know. Might hit the day when they delayed Red Dead 2 a second time. They never gave an exact date and also didn't give us the. That's true. I think they, you know, with the like doing the date, but then dropping all that info, like that's huge. You know what I mean? I feel like almost those pictures in the trailer were to combat that, where it's like if you think that it's not going to hit it, we'll prove to you a year ahead. We'll prove to you that it's going to hit it. Yeah, I think it'll. I mean, I want to believe it's coming out, but it's tough. It's tough sometimes. It's tough to believe it. I'm hoping they really improve on the gameplay. Rockstar's mission design for the game is starting to get a little bit outdated. Not gonna lie. Yeah, I'll have to replay. I think San Andreas was a huge jump. Like again, kind of going through them in real time. You look at the mission design and structure of 3, and then Vice City, and then San Andreas. San Andreas really started to play around. Like San Andreas is probably like quadruple the creativity and the just the differences in missions. I mean, I remember 4 fondly, but I don't remember it like perfectly. So I'm excited to go into that. Excited for more. Yep. I really want to believe in it, and as long as Amy Hennig is in charge and says words in interviews and stuff, I will believe that it's going to be at least pretty good. You know. Oh my God. Well, I don't really want to do that. Is that a trophy? Do you need to do online to get? But all the multi. Oh no. Oh dear. So you have to do GTA online to get 5's trophies. Is that what you're telling me? Oh, I didn't. Honestly, I did not connect those dots in my head. I think I just totally, skipped it. Minor 007. I think Rise of Hydra. I don't know about the SpongeBob game. I think it depends on if they'll do something on their own. But I think I would agree with you on Rise of Hydra. Jurassic Park Survival. Honestly, I don't really know, beyond. I think it's Tomb Raider. I don't think it's 007. So personally, those would kind of be my 2. Will Fable get delayed again? I think Fable will just be like a fall. Oh well, yet again. I mean, it was supposed to probably come out in the fall, and then it comes out in May. End of May. GTA. I feel like Fable should try. If Fable can do like you got to separate it, just like we were always talking about, right? Like you got to give GTA room to breathe if you're everybody else. So I don't know. I think if you're Fable, you want to come out late April at the latest, right? Or then you have to wait. So either like April or earlier, or you got to go like July, and that's waiting a long time. Now this I'll agree with, right? So like the overrated thing, like people say it, and you can believe it. I'm not saying you can't believe it, but specifically, like when you talk about how big and the impact it'll have, I think those are 2 separate things, right? I think you can think a thing is overrated and still believe it's going to be like the most gigantic thing of all time. That's not me. I think it's like legitimately deserving of praise, or it will be. But yeah, no, it'll be not just in gaming, not just in gaming. People will stop there, but I will expand it. GTA 6 will be the biggest release in anything period. So I'm talking movies, I'm talking Avengers, I'm talking music, I'm talking like Taylor Swift, anything. I genuinely believe like day 1 sales, week 1 sales, month 1 sales are going to beat well, it's going to beat any other GTA, but it'll beat any Marvel movie you want to throw out, Titanic, Avatar, and it'll beat them all. I truly believe that. During the summer is going yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you just have so much time to do activities and explore, I hope it's their biggest wow. I don't know. I can't imagine it flops. I just can't. That's right. Well, we just went over Fable. I can mind read and predict the future. That's true. I definitely want that. That's a good point. That's a good point. It's not even just does Max Payne hold up well in my head. It's also let's bring it to modern consoles. It's a great game. Lilo and Stitch looks great. I gotta say, I'm not a movie goer. I don't really go to see movies. I don't like the Disney live action remakes. I think they're atrocious and kills the spirit of the thing. Just in general, I've never really seen any to back that assertion up, but I just believe it. Lilo and Stitch looks awesome. So I don't know if we'll go see it. I definitely would like to see it at some point, but it looks fun. Like it just looks genuinely fun. I just feel like it's not trying to kill it. Whereas, like you look at Lion King and all that stuff, and it's just or whatever Snow White, all these movies just look atrocious, or like they're trying to kill what made them special. Lilo and Stitch feels different. Yeah, we got some GTA fighting. We play video games with. I did see that. It wouldn't be all that surprising to play a game inside a game. We do need a Batman Telltale. We need Wolf Among Us first, though. I'm not putting anything. Well, we're not doing that. If there's a Telltale or well, we do know there is a Walking Dead game coming, but it's not from Telltale; it's from Skybound. Wolf Among Us has got to come first. I'm not can't. Am I? If I'm taking over Telltale, which is actually a really good video idea that I should do, I would not. I would not stop it. I would not do Batman first. I would finish Wolf Among Us. Um, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. So, oh boy, I'll default. I'll kind of cop out. But honestly, this is what I believe. Right? Everybody's got their price in their head for like what anything is worth, and it's actually probably as simple as this, right? Like people follow, the industry follows. So like the issue is like making your own decision and determination. It leads to like wider consequences, right? If everybody buys GTA at $100, then everybody else does it, and gaming literally is killed off like right then and there. However, like to the whole like self-choice kind of thing, everybody I feel like has their own price tag. I've talked about that before with like Life is Strange was like $20 when it first came out. If you bought that season pass, you bought literally all 5 episodes. Life is Strange was like $25. I would spend hundreds of dollars, on Life is Strange. So, or Kingdom Hearts, or you think of your favorite franchise. There's not really a limit. I'm sure there is a limit, but it's not very low of what you would pay to experience it. You know what I mean? So for GTA, number one, it's GTA, so you're gonna have people just doing that. Number two, for what it will offer, could it legitimately convince people to buy it at a super high price? Yeah. If it's 100 hours of just unreal quality content, a lot of people, even the people that say, okay, well, I need X amount of hours for X amount of dollars. Well, it would satisfy that, and it would just be like an all around great experience, right? So, like, but that's almost separate. So, like, you have to, and I believe in that, right? You have to make your own decision. You have to buy it if you feel, but everybody has one. Some people won't buy a new game. They'll buy a game at $25. They will wait for a sale, and they will not buy a game at full price. Some people are just like that. And, they've set in their head a game is not worth $70. A game to me is worth $30. So I will only buy the game on sale. And many people, as I've seen even like on YouTube and stuff, many people do that. So, it's tough. It's tough. But I don't know, like when it comes to like the bullying of people and all that stuff, I just feel like people have all these different like experiences. Some people will do that. Some people will buy a game for full price. It's like, I don't know. I get there's ramifications for doing it, but many people don't really care. Like the millions of people buying GTA 6 don't really care if they're gonna make whatever the next Assassin's Creed game also $100 because they bought GTA at 100. I don't think many people think about that. That doesn't make it not true, but I don't really feel like that's that important to people. Mafia at $50 makes me well. No, I don't know. I like living in a world. Well, actually, here's my counter to that. Well, okay, I'll address both sides. Number one, I would expect more like 10 hours in Mafia than like 20 plus. Number two, I don't think it would technically be definitive. Expedition 33 is $50, and that game is like 30 plus hours. So just because you're $50 does not mean your game has to be like 5 hours long. With Mafia, it might be short, so it's not a perfect comparison, but you know what I mean? Like Mafia very well probably is short, but being $50 does not mean your game is like 5 hours long. We literally Oblivion's enormous, double the size of Expedition 33. Expedition 33 is enormous. Split Fiction is a pretty lengthy game, and I think that was only 40. So money doesn't equate to time, as I keep saying, has a zoo or an aquarium. Come on. Yeah, well, I feel like there's just a buildup of people that believe. I don't know about the live service. I think there's a lot of people on Twitter that believe Marvel Hydra, Rise of Hydra, is going to be more of like a tech demo thing. I do think the longer they don't say anything, the more you kind of fuel that. But Dressberg Survival next year, maybe. Honestly, maybe like the fall. I'm not getting Donkey Kong day one. I'm gonna get Mario Kart World. Comes with the Switch 2 bundle I got, and that's it. Honestly, I'll get Metroid 4. That's it. 3D Mario game I would get. I'm gonna be very picky with Switch 2 games because I also do not want to spend 70 and 80. Like if 70 is the new norm for them, which it is, and then sometimes they like to just throw out 80. I can't imagine what would get me to buy a Nintendo game. Again, like that's a good example, right? It's the price that I set in my head. Like, is certain Nintendo games worth $80? Many of them are not to me. A lot of them are very fun, but I've spent enough money on Nintendo games at full price that I really haven't. I got a lot of games I would like play with my daughter for like a week or two and then just drop it, and I don't really feel I got that money back. And so, $80, my God, you gotta give me something there. Bananas is a better title. That's right. I noticed. I just didn't say anything. I'm hoping, okay, because what Mission Impossible comes out at the end of this month, right? And so Jerry Bruckheimer will be on the interview trail. I'm really assuming slash hoping that we get something Pirate 6 related. Like somebody asks him a question and we get like brand new news. I'm actively looking out for that. So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm obviously not going to get GTA 6. Well, I'm sure there's going to be people that don't get it, That's okay. That's okay. Place, yeah. This is about,
It was called Blueprints because blueprints of the house.
I think over the next week or two we'll get more PlayStation because we got to start filling out events that are like late May and then all of June. Yeah. Telltale had an interesting strategy back in the early 2010s, I guess, right? Would be the correct time period. Minecraft, Wolf Among Us, Tales. Now, what I will say though, here's the tough thing, is that I think so many of them were good. Like I actually am not a big fan of Batman Season 1. Maybe if I replay it, maybe I'll like it more. Love 2, love Enemy Within. I like the Minecraft game. I actually think it's really fun and just like a solid experience. Walking Dead is Walking Dead. Wolf Among Us is Wolf Among Us. Tales from the Borderlands is maybe their best one. Although Walking Dead might have something, but they just nailed so many of the Game of Thrones was bad. I did not like Game of Thrones whatsoever. So they had misses, but they had a lot of hits. They had way more hits than misses. So that's a tough thing. Is like they kind of expanded, but they also like were doing a really good job, I think. Yeah, we might not see like legitimate gameplay for a while, but they got to keep things going. I've watched a GTA movie. I'm sure you have seen a GTA movie before. A lot of movies. Well, what is it? What is GTA anyway? To make it a movie. I'm pretty sure we've seen stuff like that before. Yeah, I still have to watch the last Mission Impossible, but what a franchise! What an era we lived in with Tom Cruise there. So I really got to see the last one, but I saw the one before it and freaking with Henry Cavill and loved it, and I've loved for a long time. I want a Mission Impossible and John Wick video game. I think it's only a matter of time until you get a game like John Wick. Personally, Mission Impossible, I don't know. Mission Impossible is like parts of Uncharted, kind of like it's just high octane, like big, larger than life set pieces. Which there's been games that have done that. Yeah, they wait. Red Dead 2, I don't think got gameplay until the summer before it was coming out. When it came out in October, they showed it in the summer. So we gotta wait. They said they are is back on. That's good. I did not see that. I'll have to look it up. Thanks for letting me know. Well, that's great. Yeah, I made a mistake there, not trying to obtain. I mean, I honestly, I think a lot of us messed up. I think, like myself, I think many other people saw greatness at an early stage. I think we knew it could absolutely be something special, like leading into release, and I think we supported it day one. The issue is, I think many of us, including myself, also did not take that step to say we should probably secure that collector's edition, like the special editions. We should probably get that. We should get it physically because it's going to be such an important game that you're going to want to support it in that way. I have failed. Many of us have failed, and now we're paying the consequences. Right now, we can't get it. $200. That's ridiculous. I see. Is it worth $200 as a collector? Eventually, it will be, but not right now. I can't spend $200. What's going on, Phoenix? Did you change your name? You changed your name, but same profile, which I can respect. I like that name. It's a cool name. Yeah, depends on when it comes out, though. If it's like a fall thing. I'm fine with 10 to 15 hours. Well, 30 hours. That's true. That's true. For what it is, it's smaller. But like, I mean, again, like the price, right? Like, when you price something at $50, I mean, to be fair, like you think about like Kena Bridge of Spirits. I try to bring it up in every stream. Kena Bridge of Spirits, one of my favorite games of this generation, even though it came out on PS4. Such a freaking phenomenal game. That game is only like 6 hours, maybe, right? Probably less. 6 hours. I think it was $40. So when and I understand that, when you hear that a game, they do it to themselves because when you price games at $70, $80 now, right? So when you have games that are that expensive, when you have a game that comes out at 40, you've almost like mind tricked people, right? Where you've convinced them that the more money you spend, the bigger the experience is. So when you charge less, it must be a less of an experience. But ironically, you have games that are $80, $70 that are less, even in length, even just in pure length, not even quality. They're less in length than games that are $40 or $50. So I think we've all kind of been like almost tricked by that, or they're trying to trick us. They're failing, I think, with some of us. Mafia's looking good. Mafia's looking so good. I'm very, very excited for Mafia, and I'm going to be going back to play Mafia 1 through 3 this summer, where you could join me in my replay of those. By the way, I mean, we have a pretty okay crowd. On my third channel, I'm going to try something out on Back to the Past going into the summer. Going to do a little experimental stuff. I'm going to pick a couple weeks, and I'll announce those on that channel and maybe also here. And I'm going to try to go through a game and platinum it. So it's going to kind of be a retrospective live, as well as me obtaining a platinum. And the first two are Daxter and then Knack 1. And I'm very excited about Knack 1. Special game. But so I'm going to pick a couple, probably going to do 4-ish during like June to August. I'm going to try to pick like 4 weeks, and we'll beat games in that. If it does really well, if it's like something that kind of pops off, I'll do it more often. I've thought about like the Crash Bandicoots of the world and just different types of games, going for the platinum, but also just playing it. So yeah, we'll stream every day, and we'll try to go through it. So just kind of want to make that announcement now. It'll be like the middle of June, but we're going to start with Daxter and then go to Knack, and then I gotta pick a couple others. You can let me know. I mean, if you have any games you want to see me, gotta kind of be short, like not 50-hour games, maybe like 20 max. But if you have any games you want to see me experience for the first time or platinum live, we're gonna do that. So that's going to be fun. I think, honestly, it's going to be something a little bit different than what I normally do. I still do think we get a state of play. The God of War thing, I definitely want to believe it, but I'm not going to hold my breath. I talk too much to hold my breath. Then I want, however, only one of them is 70. The other two are 40 and 50. So what are you talking about? Metal Gear. Let me kind of try to predict your games. I know I'm late in responding here. There's to me, it's Metal Gear, Lost Soul Aside, and Mafia. So Mafia is the $50 one. I don't know how much Metal Gear is, and then Lost Soul Aside, I actually don't know how much that is either. I will 100% get The Witcher. Yeah, 100%. I get most games. I try to. And I try to get games that I actually care about. I'm not going to get a game that I have no interest in. But no, Witcher 4 is like a day one. The Blood of Dawnwalker, that's a day one. A lot of games are. I'm interested. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I'll probably do one more video on it, maybe like a YouTube short before it comes out. The Precinct, if you guys remember The Precinct, that top-down cop game, that looks awesome. I'd like to get it. It comes out 2 days, I think, before Doom. That's really tough. I'm in consideration that they'll give it to me, and if they give it to me, I mean, I'm going to give it the time of day. I'll review it and all that jazz. But I really want to support it because it looks really just interesting and different. But coming out 2 days before Doom is a real tough one, and I'm also trying to still beat Expedition 33. I'm almost there though. Mafia 1. I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen those comments. Mafia 1. I forgot about. Honestly, I forgot. I bought it day one. I got it the digital kind of version. I remember they kind of messed with stuff too, because didn't they include 3? And it was like a different version or something. I already had 3. So like I don't even remember which one I got. I got 1 and 2, but I forget like the price breakdown because I think there was a couple different ones, Yeah, I'm glad you agree with me, Jim, because I've just never connected. I mean, I see so many people talking about how amazing Telltale's Batman is, and season 2 is amazing, legitimately amazing. It's some of their better stuff. But season 1, I really did not like. I really admit, I think that's a good I don't think I hated it, but I thought like, I was like, okay, I don't get it. I don't get why am I supposed to like this so much. With that being said, I own it and I would like to go back to it. I will. Probably for Back to the Past would be a fun one. Maybe playing a Telltale game, by the way, on Back to the Past, because those are easy platinums, right? I've already platinumed The Walking Dead season 1. I platinumed it, I think, twice. So I could do it a third time though, because I have another account on PlayStation. The old live action. I don't remember if I saw that. I remember seeing GTA 5's trailer for the first time though. And I remember I got it and I went over to my cousin's house when it first came out and I watched him play it. You know. Isn't there already John Wick? There was like a mobile one. I mean, they're trying. They're doing stuff. Fallout. Oh yeah, Yeah, it was part 1 and part Fallout was Fallout the one with Henry Cavill. That movie was amazing. Like that was just one of the better action, adventure movies that I've ever seen. Please don't spoil. I'm not done. But GTA 6 delay gives. Oh my God, yes. That's right. No, I haven't beaten it either. I don't want it spoiled. I will honestly flip out and shut down this live stream if I get spoiled. I'm close. I'm like I'm getting there, but I do not know like the big things that they could do kind of towards the end. So I think it's got a good chance to be Game of the Year. With that being said, now I kind of have to scroll and make sure nobody's spoiling anything. I feel like it could definitely have a choice ending. Maybe like one of these two dies, maybe one of them doesn't, right? Something like that. That's definitely, Jason. Yeah, we'll talk about it. I'm sure that could definitely be a thing. Oh, Battlefield. That's a good one, Detective Cobra. Battlefield, I do think is also a lock for, or at least in this. I mean, it's definitely going to be in the summer. Summer Game Fest makes a lot of sense. The 007 game. I get an inkling that the Xbox event will do it, to be honest with you. I know it's not aligned. I think they are making an Xbox, or they were an Xbox exclusive. Let me finish that thought. Because I was gonna say, you know what I was thinking about kind of recently? With Xbox, like just saying, okay, we're done, right? We're gonna like put every game on PlayStation, Gears of War, Forza, all that stuff. Wasn't OD, that Kojima game, gonna be an Xbox exclusive? So the question I have is any future game that was like years out that was originally planned as an exclusive, there's no way, right? Like there's no way OD, the Kojima's next game after Death Stranding, there's no way that game comes out and it's only on Xbox, right? I just can't believe. I mean, I'll get it. I don't care. I'll get it day one. But I don't know. You know what I mean? I feel like it would have to also be on PlayStation. Holy Jesus. What? $5,000? That's 2 Sephiroth statues. You know, if you saw there's a Cloud one, I think, too. Sephiroth and Cloud, that's like 2,500. Or Eve from Stellar Blade, of course, being 2,500. That statue looks incredible. But I don't have that kind of money. Oh, man. There'll always be something very special about Dimitri in Sly 2. I don't think it's the best, but they'll always be very. I also like the winter games when they're and that's not really a boss fight, but it's like kind of a series. Like I don't know. I kind of like their boss fights where it's like a series of things happening, and they do that a couple times where they'll jump around between the 3 of them doing something, and it's not literally them versus somebody. Contessa is very scary at the time. Fighting her multiple times, I believe. So yeah, there's so many, but something about Dimitri will always be like really, really special. I freaking love Dimitri. Man, I feel like I should try, right? but I don't know. If there's gonna be a collector's edition, wouldn't it be like $300-400? I might. I normally don't get collector's editions, but I should. Honestly, as a collector, continuing to kind of grow into that more and more, I honestly should try. Or a deluxe edition, right? If there's like a steel book thing. If there's a steel book of like this behind, right? Like that'd be freaking rad. That'd be awesome. Battlefield. Yeah, I think it could be pretty huge. I love that. I regretted it. I personally regret it so much that I gave it back, but I can appreciate you saying that. Because I do think it's a special game for just like, different reasons. Try and get Jack and Daxter. I can add it to my list. I can try to do it. Happy early Mother's Day. Thank you. We're very antisocial, as you might be able to tell from how much I can't shut up. But we really don't like talking to people and going out and all that stuff. So we actually got food and we brought it inside, like a restaurant, and we did it today instead of Sunday. I'll make my wife some, I'll cook on Sunday, but yeah, we did it today so we didn't have to hit the rush of all the people that were going to be out, God knows where on Sunday. We'll probably stay in on Sunday. I believe it's real. It's just I don't ever want to get too excited, especially something that sounds pretty cool like that. Oh, Gears of War. I forgot about Gears of War. So, oh Jesus, yeah, I forgot about. See, yeah, literally, Gears of War, Mafia, Lost Soul aside, Metal Gear Solid. Oh my God, and I gotta get all four because I need all four of them. Holy Jesus, how could I forget? And I just replayed Gears of War 1, or really played it for the first time, maybe like half a year ago. The multiplayer is why to be honest with you, to just play the multiplayer, because the multiplayer freaking rocks, and I'm so happy that they're doing it. What's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you. How's it going? Can't wait for Gears E Day. Me neither. I'm so excited. I truly want Mafia. The first two are some of my favorite. I'm with you. We have very similar tastes. What do you think about Wolf Among Us 2 at this point? Saying it's supposed to see some. Well, it's one of them. So my prediction, I'm actually going to do a video tomorrow. There'll be a Wolf Among Us 2 video where I'm going to say the same thing. But I personally believe it's Tomb Raider. So it's one of the three. At least one of the three, I should say, right? So 007, Tomb Raider, or Wolf Among Us. And I personally believe it's not Wolf Among Us. But I want it. But how can I believe it, Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Oh, yeah, and, Metacritic is very rough on movies. Like if you're a great movie, you got like a 60% on Metacritic, right? Like that's a good movie or a great movie. So Metacritic is tough on on movies just in general. Did you hear that Palworld had? I did see that. I've just been so disconnected. I'm not really super into Pokemon or Nintendo, and then I'm not into Palworld like at all. But I have seen that. And that's not. I saw the thing today too. That Nintendo legally can brick your freaking console if they find out that you're doing less than legal things on it. Oh boy, and they took down that was it Dolphin or was it something else? They took down that one emulator site by almost kind of like just like talking to people and saying, hey, you're gonna like Jedi mind tricking them. Nintendo's very scary, right? Because like they get their way. Like if they want to go after you and they want to shut an emulator down, they want to blow up your console while you're playing it. Like next up, you're going to be playing the Switch 2 in your hand and it's going to light on fire because Nintendo doesn't like you. They can like self-destruct. It's like they're scary. They're a scary company, man. So I have seen that though. Terrifying. Well, he said at least one. I guess it is possible. It's more than one. I'm going to assume it's just one though. General Chick, yeah. Sly 3's got a lot of great. They all got a lot of great boss fights, but 2 and 3 will always be my favorite. I bought like 20. Oh my God, this past month, Jesus. My birthday is next month, so my birthday budget primarily I think is going to go towards retro games. I've been building. I don't actually own physically Knack 1 or 2, so I'm going to get both of those. That's for sure. I got a couple. I got like 5 like in my head, and I've like hearted them on the sites like eBay and stuff, just to kind of remind myself when I'm ready to look for my birthday. I can say, okay, I want this game, that game, that game, and so yeah. I'm expecting Rise of Hydra's date and gameplay at Summer Game. Well, Gamescom. Yeah, if it comes out in the fall, Gamescom would be too late, but I don't know. Well, you know how. No, I'm not gonna say anything. No. Did I say thank you? I didn't mean to say thank you. I mean, she's a mom, so we got the dinner for her. I mean, we all ate it, but we got it, specifically for her. I'm more excited for Mafia than GTA 6. I'm more excited for Mafia in the moment because it comes out in August, and then GTA is like more than half a year after that. More than I think like 7-8 months after that. I'm definitely more excited, I think, for GTA 6 than Mafia in general, but like coming soon, it's definitely more Mafia. I kind of go in order, I hope we see Wolverine sometime. I wish Telltale could have been more like Insomniac. They made up Spyro and Ratchet and Clank. They could make up their own games and then work on it. Yeah, that's true. I think they were trying to. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like there was at one point an attempt where they wanted to create their own franchise. Maybe I'm making that up, but I feel like that was a real thing that they did try or they wanted to do it and they never did it. That was their big dilemma was IPs that are not theirs versus stuff that they made. That's right. I do agree with that. Yeah, I think it's Tomb Raider personally. I would bet it. Like I actually would legitimately bet that it's GTA or GTA. Did I see GTA? Oh yeah, GTA is the next comment. I would honestly bet it's Tomb Raider. Yeah, well, there's gameplay hidden inside the GTA 6 trailer. You just kind of have to look look for it. It's not ideal, but yeah, I agree. I understand. I should say. I hope we do not see Wolverine again until the year it comes out. That's true. I mean, that's a good point. Like if they show it and it's like late next year, but I feel like a lot of people just want to believe that it's alive, like want that validation, and I feel like that's fair. You know what I mean? Just to say, hey, well, I mean, they have said they're working. It's not like like when they tweet back at people and they say we're working on it, like they're working on it, right? But I think hearing it or like seeing a tweet versus seeing a trailer are different things, I definitely think it's time to see 007, but I feel like it's not going to be it. Summer Game Fest. GTA trailer 2 again, see a lot of scenes. Yeah, that's like once they tell you it and then you watch it, yeah. I agree. Like you can kind of microanalyze and say, oh, that suddenly looks more like gameplay than it did yesterday when I watched it. But I feel like that's honestly the case. No, I agree. Well, here's the situation. So I mean I have Pokemon games and I have things on the computer that can play what used to be a Pokemon game on used to be Nintendo hardware. You got to be very careful with what you say now with stupid Nintendo. But so in the summer, one of the games I'm actually going to play is Pokemon Emerald, and it'll be me playing it for the very first time. I'm going to do a video on my channel, Back to the Past, and then I'm going to do a friend's channel. We're going to do it. So Emerald, I'm going to play. We talked about Arceus, and I might play that as well. Pokemon is definitely a franchise that. Wicked. I'm going to attempt it. I'm going to attempt. I'm getting some pushback already. I'm going to try. No, I'm honest. I'm going to try to play into it. I'm going to try to play into. That's not a sentence. I'm going to try to get into the franchise. I mean, Diamond and Pearl, like that game, was my favorite. I played a lot of that. But I believe you. I gotta fix it. Sometimes you gotta fix things. Oh, I already did this. Oh, you did the same comment, but I agree with you. Christy's over there. We should be pretty positive we're gonna live stream tomorrow on Podcast Now Plus, and the plan kind of was for her to play Oblivion. I have to install it, and that game is huge. So I think we should be able to do it, but just to let you guys know, tomorrow night, Podcast Now Plus, hopefully. She's never played it before, never played Oblivion, which I can't believe. And there's actually a couple people I know in real life, not even fake people, real people, that have never played Oblivion. And I find that to be alarming and disturbing on many levels. So she will play it to start. She'll live when we live stream. I'm going to play it to still do like a review like 6 months later by the time I freaking finish it. But I'll play it and cover it myself. But we're going to do that for the content for the live stream. Let me just shout out the super chat, buddy. Appreciate it. So much of the Wolverine story was leaked. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised if they were changing. Yeah. I really would. Number one, again, thanks for the super chat, man. I really want a tell-all book that doesn't spoil. You don't have to get into any specifics, but I hope like in 5 to 10 years, right, when like the dust has really settled, because the dust has settled to us as an audience, but I don't really think it's settled to them, and I think that's actually like the problem, right? That like they still are dealing with it. I would really just like to know, and I don't know what they compromised by telling, and I think that could obviously be a problem. But I would really like to know like what happened. You know what I mean? Like what was the deep dive of what got out, and then not even just what got out, because we kind of know that here and there, but like how did it impact things, right? Like the day that leak happened, the day after when they went into work, like what changed? What did they have to like say? Oh, we're so screwed, right? whether it's employee info or whether it's the story, and they had to completely, did they have to change something from the ground up? Like, and maybe we find that out when it comes out, but I don't know if they would say that. You know what I mean? That would be pretty sensitive, I feel, for them to say, yeah, we changed the entire story after that leak. I feel like you almost have to wait like 10 years, right, for like an NDA to lift, and then they do a tell-all kind of thing. That's what I'm kind of expecting. Or I would like it, just to kind of know the history of it, because it's a big deal. It was a freaking big deal what happened to them. And yeah. Oh man, I am always looking out for Astro. I haven't played the last like 2 DLC levels. Sometimes I want to do something, and then like other things just happen. But like I said, I got like the cold thing, sickness, COVID, whatever it was. I was still alive and I was still doing stuff. But man, I don't know. I would just be tired, and some days I didn't play a game at all. So I normally try to game a couple hours every night just to play something for some purpose or another reason. But I wasn't able to do it, for a couple days. So that made me mad, because I like to just go. As you can tell, I don't like to stop. I like to have videos every day. And so that stopped me. But Astrobot, to go back to what's important, I'll always take more Astro. I think, you think it's almost been a year, and then hopefully you only have to wait like 2 or 3 more years, and then you get another Astrobot game, which I can't freaking believe. And that's okay. I probably walked into it. I wasn't really thinking about I forgot what I was saying, to be honest with you. So if I said that I was the mom, I obviously lied to you, and I apologize. I never played a GTA game. If I was to play GTA 4, do you think I would fall into a coma? No. I think GTA 4, that's really where they made that jump. You know what I mean? I think, like I said, I don't know if you watch those Back to the Past videos. San Andreas was that first big jump. You know what I mean? First, where I think it's legitimately great. I don't really know if I would say 3 and Vice City are great. You can tell why it was popular, but I don't know if I would say they're great. But 4 is very, very good. So I feel like you'd be okay. And it's not, it's not 500 hours. It's, I think you'd be fine. Question is, how do you play it? Do you have I guess maybe 360 is it backwards compatible? I have it on PS3. I'm going to break out my PS3 probably to play GTA 4. That's my plan, at least. It is not time to give up on The Wolf Among Us. I will never do it. I've given up on it in my head, but I'm not giving up in the spirit of it. That's interesting that you guys haven't played some GTA games, which is fine. It's cool to kind of see a different perspective. You know what I mean? I don't know. The 30 to 60 thing was made a really big deal of right back in the early 2020s when the console generation. And I got into it a little bit where it'd be okay, well, why can't it be 60? But I just think those things kind of stand out in certain games more than others, like shooters versus non-shooters and stuff. I don't know. I have confidence what it's gonna be. Will it be restricted? Probably, because these consoles probably can't freaking carry the weight of GTA 6. But I think it's going to run whatever they need it to run at, it's going to run at it. You know what I mean? It'll be fine. So I'm not too worried if it's 30 or if it's 60. Rockstar. I like how you shorthand wrote Rockstar. Releases Red Dead 2 remastered physical version for the PC. Do they not have it? I guess not, right? Oh, well, Red Dead 2. Oh, remaster Red Dead 2. Oh my God. Well, let's get GTA 4 remaster, and then let's give it a little bit of time, and then we can get right. I'm sure we'll get a Red Dead 2 at some point. Nerdy Giant, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Tomb Raider's next year and 007. Tomb Raider. Yeah, I think you're probably right there. I'm curious what they plan to do to push the bar for GTA 6, because Rockstar sets the standard for what gaming will evolve into. Could you imagine if they throw co-op into the mix? Oh my God. Well, yeah, because you think about how they did that, player transfer in 5, jumping, and they'd organically be doing something. You got to do that times 1,000, in this game. I think it's just the smaller things, you know what I mean? I just think it's really the attention to detail of the perfect living world. That's to be that's how I think they're gonna push it. Is the world is just gonna feel so alive and so active. And that's what I would want. Oh, no worries, no worries. YouTube's pretty bad with taking things back, They can't remaster Max Payne 3 maybe after the remake. Well, that's true, but they're working with Remedy. I mean, Remedy could, but Remedy, I don't know how Remedy would feel about doing anything with Max Payne 3 because it's not really theirs. Jason and Lucia. They do make a cute. Yeah, I really like just as a trailer. I think they're great characters, and I mean, that's tough to say with just the trailer. But no, I think they freaking rock. I think honestly, I think it's some of the better setup for a character in a trailer, like just in general. New characters, because when you see like Uncharted 4, you know who like Nathan Drake is, right? They don't have to sell you the character. If it's the first time you see a character, they have to sell you that character. So for that situation, I think they did a great job. That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. Cory Barlog is taking his sweet time. I personally believe in what do they call it? Save scumming, where you just save. And here's what I believe. Okay, it's a video game. You're playing it. If you're playing it by yourself, I guess there's a difference if you're playing it with other people. If you're playing this game, Baldur's Gate or any game, and you're playing it by yourself, and you want a certain outcome, and you royally f it up because of chance with the dice, I do understand like the temptation to just let it go because that's part of the experience. But I feel like the experience can change. Like if you don't want it to be part of the experience and you don't want the random chance, I think it's kind of fun. I think that's like part of the game. That it's like, well, things are supposed to kind of go wrong because there is always chance with dice throws. But I feel like if you don't want that, that's why I don't know. That's my stance on that save scumming thing. I feel like you can do it. It's not, who's it hurting? Who's it hurting? Lucy and Jason. Oh my God! Thank you. You supported a great cause in Alan Wake 2. No, that's awesome. Have you played it yet? It's a great game. It's a great game. It was probably one of the craziest. Yeah, I agree. Of course, the PlayStation Blackout of 2011 it'll always honestly be my favorite because I don't really know if it hurt anyone. Well, I think info did get out there, so maybe it did hurt somebody. But yeah, I don't know. Jason, yeah. That trailer I think sold a lot of people. To be honest with you, is she gaming right now? No, she's not. I said, are you gaming right now? No, she is playing one of those like you have to match the tile, like match several icons and then they explode and then like more things fall. She's playing that. Is it really? Is it really? Well, people just don't leave it alone is also the issue. Like people kind of, the internet helps that leak. I saw things I didn't want to see. I tried to avoid as much as I could. I did avoid a lot of it, but I did still see some stuff. I missed the DLC for Spider-Man. Yeah. I don't know. That's another one. Like, was it supposed to happen or not? Yeah. He meant GTA 6, not 4. I don't remember what I was saying. I don't remember what that's for. Do you think Sony will start putting all exclusives on Xbox? I think it'll go kind of slow. I think some of the main ones, like I think theirs, they won't. I feel like Silent Hill, Final Fantasy, like those ones, I think will go over. Kana is a good example. Death Stranding is probably a good example. Death Stranding 2. Anyone that's not made by them. So like I don't know. I don't know if I ever see a world where like God of War Ragnarok comes out on Xbox, right? And I know we live in a world where Gears of War and Halo come out on PlayStation, but not, it's not necessarily fair, but they're playing kind of with the upper hand with the exclusivity thing, That's a good question because I feel like there almost is a limit, right? I mean, like I do think everybody and their mom is going to get it on PS5 and Xbox, but you are missing out, I think, on a lot of. I mean, to be honest with you, I think it's simply a manpower issue. That's honestly my answer. Is I genuinely believe to get it on console and PC at the same time would require more effort. You'd have to delay it again, like even further. I think the PC version is just going to come out a year after. That's personally why I think so. Mysterious WB game. Oh, that's true. That's true. But is that the Lego game, or were those two things separate? I kind of forget. I do hate seeing non-gamers react to the GTA. Yeah, I don't really like that stuff. I just don't. I don't know. I think I've talked about it before. It's not really cockiness. I don't believe. I don't know. Like where I'm at, I'm not saying I'm the best, okay? I do think I'm one of the more variety people like on YouTube in terms of like what I cover, even for my size. But I don't know, like where I'm at with the knowledge I have and just keeping track of the gaming industry, I most certainly do not need to go to somebody that's never played a game before to hear about a game. And it's also why I really don't like either side of like I guess like woke, anti woke, console warriors, like either side of that. Like so many of those people are not serious. You know what I mean? Like they're just doing it for an agenda. They don't actually play the game. You know what I mean? I feel like I just am so like separated and just have like a different understanding and care for video games than those people. Why would I? And I've really learned that, you know, because I used to watch people of kind of both sides, like all over the place. And I've really stopped almost all of it because it's like, why watch these people when they really, I don't know, like their care, they don't match my care level for so many of these games, or honestly, knowledge, like they just don't know. Why would you watch somebody about GTA 6 that's maybe never played a GTA game in their life, or they're just like a fake person? They're there to push, you know, is it woke or is it not woke? Like, I don't know. I don't think that's coming at it from the right angle. At least me. That's just me. I truly believe it's Arkham Asylum remake. I honestly believe that. I'm very sad that I'm still very sad. We actually started the stream by talking about Wonder Woman getting canceled. I did see that theory. I saw the theories that oh man, Shikaro, how do you say his name? The guy who does like Let's Plays, right? So is that the tweet you're talking about, Digital Dude? He talked about it kind of being like Fast and Furious. Love it. I mean, there's a reason why it's a classic and one of the better franchises out there. It is a classic. The classic story of the undercover cop who falls in love and gets wrapped up in the family. I mean, have we not heard this before? And did it not work before? It did. So it's going to work here. I think it's very possible. Although, as you just said, I think he becomes an informant because they threaten Lucy or something. They got a lot of potential. And see, these are the things that I never really thought of giving them credit for. You know what I mean? Like where I was like, it's a story. They'll tell a story. Now I'm like invested. Like what's going to happen to these two? What's their background? You know, a little bit, but you don't know all of it. And like where are they going to go? You know, that's fair. That's fair. I can't fault you for not playing or for playing Expedition first. Game freaking rocks. I didn't see anything for Wolverine. Sometimes things will pop up. Potatoes, tots. I know this isn't. I like tater tots. I love tater tots. One of the all-time greats. Sometimes I like them more than fries, but not always. So, great question. Do you think Venom is still coming or is it canceled? Oh man, my gut feeling is that it's still happening. That'd be my gut feeling, but I would not be shocked, if it was canceled. Are they really? But see, and again, he releases them, and then some people, YouTubers and stuff, pick it up. That too. Yeah, I don't think they release anything day one. Both of them. I was trying to ask you about GTA 6, but you took it as he was asking about GTA 4. He was asking about the 6th one. Oh. Well, it's way too. I'm sorry. I have to go all the way back. Was it before this? Let me try to go back. Oh, if I was to play GTA 6, do you think I'd fall? Oh, he was asking about 6. Oh, maybe I have dyslexia and I reversed I'm not very good with Roman numerals. My Roman numeral knowledge is based entirely off of Star Wars. That's it. So, yeah, I think you could absolutely play. I think you'll be overwhelmed, but I think everybody is going to be overwhelmed. So let me answer that 20-minute-old question. Yeah, you could start at 6. You could start at 4, as I said previously by accident. You could do either. Yeah, no, I do remember what you're talking about. I do remember that. I think The Witcher 4 is honestly going to be pretty rad. To be honest with you, I'm pretty excited for it. I mean, it's a while away, and things can change, but I'm pretty excited. Yeah, Transformers Lego would rock. That would be pretty sick. Pre-orders, oh boy. Well, probably not. So I would say probably the new year, probably 2026. To be honest with you, I'm hoping it's not a tech demo. Yeah. And and I think I've said it before, to be fair, because I don't like to and I think I've said this in videos. I don't like to push people's opinions off as if it's just the dumbest thing in the world and you can't have that opinion. I'm really not like that, or I try to be understanding. But So I, that, and they make good points. Like people do make good points, even people you don't agree with make good points. It's very frustrating when that happens, but people do it. That's kind of what, just why, like I just go based off of feel. It's not even necessarily like they can't annoy me, or they're like so one sided. But to me, it's just more like, you know, I guess like where are they coming at it from, and like are they actually, like I don't sense passion from a lot of these sides. The people that were like trying to take people off the internet, let's say, and other things for like Hogwarts Legacy, right? Those people are not passionate about video games. Those people are passionate about getting people, shut down. How can you ever side or even hear them out? You know what I mean? And so the other side, just kind of complaining about one thing and then saying that you're evil for supporting a game that has that one thing, right? Like a woke element. That's different. That's stepping over the line. You can make a good point. There is bad storytelling in a lot of things because of agendas. That does happen. But, you know, there's a lot of like hyper fixating on certain things. And I think you just lose some of the passion. I think a lot of the passion just goes away. And then it's like, all right, well, we're not seeing it the same way. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think there are people that search out people that don't agree with them. I don't know. I don't have a lot of time to like watch. If I'm watching something, I kind of want somebody that I can relate to, and I feel like I watch a lot of like deep dive stuff. Like I've watched I don't know, or like almost essay retrospective videos. That's kind of why I did Back to the Past, where it's like I want to see a person talking about like one Crash Bandicoot game, and I know they really care. You know what I mean? Because they go so in depth with it, and it's like I can relate to that. I don't really want to watch somebody that is not doing it for that reason. I guess I should say. What out of nowhere announcement do you think is coming this summer? Oh boy. Well, I would always say Sly Cooper, but obviously that would be wrong. So, out of nowhere announcement. Okay, hold on. I think Silk Song getting a release date is a very realistic thing that's going to happen this summer. And I don't think that would be out of nowhere. What would be like completely out of nowhere? Like Wolverine being shown, I do actually think would kind of be out of nowhere. Corey Barlog's game would also kind of be out of nowhere. I'm trying to think like what are things that are super far out. See, things that we don't know exist are hard to predict like that. But yeah, maybe I would say like Corey Barlog's game at like a PlayStation thing, or like a Jeff Keighley. Like what could he do? What could he show? Maybe like the Transformers games and all that stuff coming back. That would kind of be awesome. Cheers from Australia. Thank you. Thank you. I really want to play the pre. I was talking about that actually earlier in the stream. I am heavily debating it, and they might actually give it to me as a review code. So I definitely want to give it some attention because I think it deserves. I think the game looks awesome. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm probably gonna do one more video on the precinct before it comes out, and then I would like it's coming out 2 days before Doom. I said that earlier too. The Doom thing is rough. It just is. If it wasn't coming out 2 days before Doom, it wouldn't even be a question. It's just a question now because it's like I'm gonna have to put it down to play Doom. No matter what. I mean, I'm just really excited about Doom. I thought maybe he was more in the SWAT team. Possible. I appreciate it. Sometimes I'm not so positive. Wait till I go back and play potentially The Last of Us Part 2. I might not be so positive. But I try to have positivity. I think even games that I hate, I've said good things about, except for like Life is Strange 2. I'll never say a good thing about that game. But besides that, I appreciate that. 007. I would not be shocked if we saw that this summer, but I don't think it's coming out this year. I think it's coming out next year at the earliest. I started my YouTube channel 10 years ago, March of 2015. Long time ago. And I had no idea what I was doing for years. No joke, years, 2 years at least, if not 3. And it took me a long time to get 1,000. Then I grew really quickly, and then I kind of stopped. And that's okay. I like the pace. Well, okay, I would like it to be a little bit more, but I like where we're at. I have fun. That's it. That's really what I'm looking for. I like to talk about things. If a couple hundred people watch, if a couple thousand people, you need a couple thousand people every now and then to make a little bit of money. But I like to shout out topics that other people don't do or won't do. I like to talk about games that just don't get a lot of attention. That stuff is why I kind of like it, So, but I appreciate it. Hopefully, I mean, at the pace we're going, I think I might be like 80 by the time I get 1 million subscribers, but I do think we'll hit 100,000. I think that's totally reachable. Maybe with GTA 6's help, I'll get it. Or Kingdom Hearts would be freaking nice to help me out there. You know, if one of these games just want to help old Alex out and something, I don't know. I love a Venom game too. I don't know, with Tony Todd and all that stuff. See a human male's arm in the camera footage and trailer one with cops bursting through a building. Oh, possible. He's built. So this way, he's built. That's I think we're in the Summer Game Fest era. Weekend. I don't know if that was a word what I just said, but I'm just gonna move on and pretend like I didn't say it. No, I appreciate it, Jordan. Thanks so much, buddy. What I think Jeff's salary is? I think he makes a lot of money. He's been around for a long time. He did game trailers. Remember that back in the day? I don't know. I honestly don't know how much he makes. I'm sure he makes at least several hundreds of. I don't think he's got a partner or anything. So I'm pretty sure he makes it okay amount. He makes more than you and I combined. I guarantee you that. That's true. Again, I think there's are there female characters that are just like strong and they're one dimensional and they're just not very good and they have like that woke kind of side? Yeah, I think they exist. I truly believe they exist. But I think so many people overshoot it, like aggressively overshoot it, that people would legitimately call Lara Croft woke. People would call Max Caulfield woke of just 10 years ago, and Max is as you know from me, Kyrie. Like I think most female characters would be considered woke nowadays, and I just feel people are overshooting. I am not excited. I can't get with you with Mind's Eye there, buddy. I cannot hang with that. I'm actually gonna have a video on Mind's Eye this weekend as well. I already recorded it. Gender fluid Middle Eastern woman. They were talking like people openly accepted. Yeah. See, like something like that. It's like, but then you debate of like how realistic do they want to go. Assassin's Creed games play very loose, with how willing they are to do that kind of stuff. I think the first thing that took you out of the game was playing Valhalla DLC. No, I got to play Valhalla and Odyssey, to be honest with you. I'm not too into anime and manga, but as you can tell, I don't even know how to say it. I do like Dragon Ball. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what I grew up on. I liked Bakugan. I like Demon Slayer currently. I freaking love Demon Slayer. One Piece, and I have some of the games, Naruto games. I love the Naruto. I don't really like Naruto, but I freaking love the games, like going back to Shippuden and all that. Dragon Ball games, obviously freaking rock. Yeah, so I try. I want to get the Bleach game. Still haven't done it yet, but I want to. So I wouldn't say I'm a diehard. I couldn't hang with like lore, but I like it. I like visuals, stuff like that. Long narrative, conversations sometimes upset me, sometimes don't. That's true. Of course, thank you. I'm gonna go into it with a semi-open mind right now. Yeah, there's a lot of great female characters. I mean, there's a lot of great characters in general. Last of Us Season 2 makes Part 2 look like a masterpiece. Ellie calling herself a dad was... I think... Do you mean it the other way around? Oh, yeah. Oh, you do. Yeah. Season 2 makes... Yeah, I've seen some of the clips of Season 2, and I still haven't actually watched... Like, I watched the Joel thing, but, yeah. I'm excited. I'm legitimately excited to play Part 2 again. Like, I legitimately want to play it again. Now, we'll see how I feel at the end of it. I'm very excited about the Tomb Raider game. I know that could be controversial, as we've talked about with all this other stuff. But no, I'm hoping for the best for that game. I want it to be good. I'm not even the biggest fan of the trilogy that just came out, like the New Age trilogy. I respect it, but I don't really know how much I like it. But I'm very excited about the new. I'll be getting it. I've covered it quite a few times. Thank you. Best of luck. Tell your friends. Share me around. They're hitting on that's true. There's been some interesting character designs. And you have like the Tifas and Aeriths of the world, and Expedition 33 has some beautiful male and I mean everybody looks beautiful in Expedition 33, to be honest with you. Where is Tomb Raider? I don't know. Where is Waldo? I think we're seeing it this year. What's up? I found your oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully, I'm not scaring you off with whatever the heck we're talking about here. But no, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. Mind's Eye looks very suspect. Thank you. I appreciate you validating. No, I that's my opinion. I'm telling you. I think something's up with that game. I legitimately think something's up, and that's what the video tomorrow or Sunday. That's I already recorded it. That's what I talk about. It's again, it's not coming from hate. It's not that I'm rooting for it to be terrible. Something feels off with Mind's Eye, and I would not be shocked if it's like a 4 out of 10 type game. Like it's just a bad game. Something doesn't. It's like something doesn't feel right. Who says that in episode 3? It just feels like in episode 3, like something is just off about that game. It has lost its meaning. Currently in the hospital. Oh my god, bad back. Jesus. I appreciate it. I love to talk. You know, I can't really shut up. So, and we talk about so many different things. So it's interesting that, or it's I appreciate that you feel that way. There's always videos. I have 7,000 videos. If you know, I don't know how long you've been on the channel, but I'll tell you this, Phil, if that's your name. Firstly, I hope your back improves and I hope you get out of the hospital, man. But also, I have a channel podcast now, Back to the Past. Those videos are 30, 40 minutes long. If you want to deep dive into pick your favorite game or whatever, check that channel out because there's probably almost more hours of footage in that channel than over here. That channel is my favorite of the channels. Podcast now, Back to the Past. Everybody go subscribe, please. I'll keep shoving it down your throats. I have not beaten Expedition 33, but I'm this close. I'm gonna beat it this weekend. And if I don't beat it this weekend, then I just lied to you. But I really want to beat it this weekend. Well, see, by the time we get GTA 7, we're talking like 14 years from now, so I really don't want to think that far. Could they do I don't think honestly they do GTA like they want to do single protagonist anymore, solo. So I actually would not expect to just get a solo protagonist in a GTA 7, 8, whatever. We could be dead by then anyway, but yeah. Oh yeah, I love a lot of games from anime. I love games based on anime almost more than anime itself, right? Except for like Yu-Gi-Oh. I went on a full argument to not caring about female characters, not playing anything with a female lead, to hating only on that. And I feel like you completed the arc. You know what I mean? Because it's your right to not like something. You know, if there's a character, male or female, like there's bad male characters. You know what I mean? There's just bad characters that exist, and it's like I think just to kind of have that awareness because it can come from whatever background the developers are doing. It could be nefarious, it could be Sweet Baby Inc., it could be whatever. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like you either like at the end of the day, it's your money. You either like the game and like the characters, or you don't, or you like the gameplay, you like the setting, whatever. That's what I also think a lot of people just don't understand, including people that shame others for getting a game. You know what I mean? It really just comes down to, and sometimes the narrative and that kind of stuff plays a part, but it's like, you know, do you like it or do you not? And if you don't like it, then you don't get it. And I'm not saying you can't talk about it, which I think some people will say that, but you know what I mean? I don't know. People have lost it. People have lost the plot. I really believe. Well, there you go. When they announced something for The Last of Us, I thought it was gonna be part 3 for the game, but it was a remaster. Oh yeah, I mean that was pretty funny, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna try to rapid fire because man, we've been going over. But you know, it's been the first live stream in like 3 weeks, so you guys freaking rock. By the way, you guys really came out and support. Support as in like watching, watching the stuff. I should, like I said, tomorrow Podcast No Plus will be live streaming. We should be live next week. Maybe we'll play Doom. We'll have to see, but. I'm hyped for Mafia the Old Country. I just played the trilogy first time ever and hated the race. Yeah, that race is rough. Don't base it off that race, but which you probably haven't based it off that. There does look to be some sort of car, you know, you have to keep up. That is in the trailer. So, but I agree with you. That race is rough. I did not struggle with it as much as I heard I would, because you know a lot of people have talked about that race, but it is rough. That's a rough sequence. I appreciate it. I love new viewers. I love people that have been with me for 5 years, 7 years. There's a couple people that have been with me for about 7, 8 years. I don't know if there's been anybody that's been with me since the beginning because I didn't grow in the beginning. Epic has been, yeah. Well, Epic Zombie Killer has been with me he was there for Pirates 5, which was 2017. So that was 8 years. I think 8 years is probably the longest a person has been that still follows me. About 7, 8 years, which is insane. That's almost a decade of listening to somebody. That's crazy.
That's how long we've been together.
GTA needs competition. It does, and I think it gets it at times. It gets it at times. Everybody wish Phil the well wishes, and of course, Scream. I know it's not really we've been talking so much about gaming, but Scream 8, Scream 7. I'm there. We're definitely gonna have some Scream live streams as we get closer. I've had some thoughts of some interesting Scream videos that hopefully are gonna be a little different than other people. And so I'm excited about the future for Scream quite a bit. As long as 7 is good, of course, right? My L4 lumbar disc slips. Oh my god. Oh geez. Well, rest your back, and you're probably gonna have to take it easy for a bit. That's rough. That's rough. Hopefully, hopefully it doesn't linger, right? Because back things can kind of like sadly just kind of hang out like obnoxiously too long, right? Not gonna lie, GTA 5 story. That's why I like 4 more. That's why I prefer 4. 14 years of optimistic club. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Red Dead 3, 7 8 years, 7 8 years after. I mean, I think you can push it to 15, 16. I don't think it'll be 30. I think it'll be less than 20 years what we get, which is insane. Like in 20 years, I'd be almost 50. I don't want to think about it. We got a lot of other games to play before we get GTA 7, right? We'll be yeah, you'll just step into like your hologram and you'll be in GTA 7. That's what that'll be like. Yeah, yeah. I like 5. I definitely like 4 as my favorite. I think it's a bad game. And now we get the back and forth with GTA again. Marvel game with a female lead. Well, 1943 has a female lead, one of the 4, right? Do I think Mind's Eye looks great? No. Or I don't know if you're asking about them. Oh, maybe you're just talking amongst yourselves. That's probably best I stay out of it. It's probably best I don't answer. Let's see. Jason doesn't sound like Arthur Morgan. He's got that nice voice where you kind of want to listen to him have a monologue. So yeah, I'm with you. Ward fan. I've been since the start of. I don't know what's going on anymore. I think I've lost it now. Oh my god, if there's mermaids in GTA 6, that would be so cool. I mean, they already did the Bigfoot thing, right? They've played around with aliens, so I'm sure it could be in there, but definitely mermaids. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Either more. If they connected the characters, that'd be interesting. Southern protagonists and GT. Yeah, I like their sound. I like both of them. Their looks, their personality, their relationship. They really focus on the relationship, All right, we've definitely gone on too far. I got to do the other videos now. So appreciate you guys being here. Honestly, you rock. Thanks for stopping by. Tomorrow we'll be live on Podcast Now Plus. Next week we'll be live again. And like I said, over the summer, we're going to try to get a little experimental with Back to the Past. And I'll try to go through and kind of 100% games, see what we can do, see if people are interested in that. Okay. I'm very excited for that. I like to push that channel. So thank you for being here. There's videos later. We'll talk about Doom's review scores. That's the next video, and we'll go from there. Okay. Appreciate you guys being here. We'll see you all on the next one.